Sit down to work. Fresh coffee, notifications off. The first stretch feels great. You are locked in. Then, somewhere around the hour-and-a-half mark, the wheels come off. You start rereading the same sentence. Your brain simply leaves the building. We usually interpret this crash as a lack of discipline. We update a private scoreboard of our own laziness, assuming our phones or our habits have permanently damaged our ability to concentrate. This narrative relies on the battery model of focus. We assume attention is a fuel tank that slowly drains to empty. When low, we force productivity through sheer willpower, producing hours of high-effort, low-reward garbage, which links your desk to a feeling of misery. This crash happens because you are fighting a biological clock running inside your head. Every time you ignore this hidden schedule to grind through the fog, you reinforce the idea that work is synonymous with suffering. That is where the deep dread of sitting down to work actually comes from. In the 1950s, Nathaniel Kleitman watched what the brain does at night. He noticed that during sleep, we cycle. Roughly every 90 minutes, the brain rolls through a loop of light sleep, deep sleep, and REM sleep before starting over. Kleitman found that these exact rhythms continue running while you are wide awake. He called it the basic rest activity cycle. It is a biological oscillator that governs your energy levels starting from the exact moment you wake up. Human alertness follows a wave pattern. You rise into a window of sharp focus, ride it for roughly 90 minutes, then naturally slide into a trough. That 90-minute slump is the trough showing up right on schedule. The brain fog and fidgeting are active signals that your body has reached its limit and requires a recovery window before it can climb again. Focus is a tide. Reaching the next peak requires riding the current out and letting it return, making rest a mandatory part of the process. Researchers at the University of Illinois tested this by giving subjects 50 minutes of repetitive computer work. For the groups that tried to focus continuously, performance eroded steadily as the task dragged on. This happens because of habituation. When you lock on to a single goal without any pause, your brain eventually starts treating it like background noise. It tunes out the task, just as it tunes out the feeling of the clothes against your skin. A 2025 study showed how to bypass this. The flat line on this chart represents a group taking micro breaks every 10 minutes, maintaining a massive performance advantage. Deactivating and reactivating a goal snaps the target back into clarity, protecting your focus. This suggests that even the most successful people in the world shouldn't grind indefinitely. And when you look at the research on elite performers, they don't. Anders Ericsson studied chess masters and world-class athletes, finding that they generally cap their truly intense practice at around 4 hours a day. They work in bounded sessions, with deep rest in between. These experts understand the fragility of an hour of focus. They refuse to fake productivity by adding more hours on top of an exhausted brain. The best in the world protect their peaks by respecting their troughs. They treat rest as a component of the work itself. Our culture views rest as the reward granted only after the work is finished. We have been taught that we must suffer first to earn the recovery. The biological reality is the opposite. Rest is the prerequisite that makes the next round of focus possible. The trough is the half of the cycle that allows the peak to exist. You can apply this tomorrow. Set a 90-minute ceiling for your work blocks. Front-load your hardest thinking into the start of the wave, and physically walk away from your desk as soon as you feel the dip. If you can't control your whole schedule, use micropauses. Take 30 seconds every 10 minutes to look away from the screen and take a breath. This resets the habituation clock and keeps the signal fresh. This requires letting go of the internal narrative about laziness. That 2 o'clock fog is neutral biological data. It confirms that you are on schedule. The next time you hit the wall, name it as the trough. Take the break before your brain forces you to. Productivity is a matter of timing. Ride the wave, rest at the bottom, and let the next one lift you.